Good afternoon. This is the news at 1 on Dominion Television Ibadan. I am Osayanoma Saba. The Chief of Defense Staff, General Christopher Musa, has rallied stakeholders in Benue, calling for collaboration to stem the renewed spate of killings in the food-producing state. General Musa, during a meeting with traditional rulers in Makurdi, the Benue state capital, assured the people that the armed forces are with them and that they were pained about what's happening, adding that he does not want to be the Chief of Defense of Armed Forces when people are being killed. The Chief of Defense Staff, however, said that no member of the armed forces is going to be against one. If we notice anybody, we're ready to prosecute that person. But we are going to count on your support so that we can be able to achieve peace and work together. We must achieve peace together. He cited the success recorded in Zango Kataf in Kaduna State through collaboration with stakeholders and believes a similar thing can be achieved in Benue. Former President of Nigeria, Olusegun Obasanjo, has raised concerns over the increasing brain drain in the country's health sector, particularly the mass migration of trained medical personnel. Obasanjo noted that many Nigerian healthcare professionals are leaving the country in search of better opportunities abroad, a trend commonly referred to as Japa. He emphasized that to retain these professionals, the government must provide meaningful incentives and improve working conditions to make staying in the country a viable and attractive option. A security and intelligence expert, Onyeka Adekoya, has called on state governors to take their constitutional role of securing lives and property seriously. Speaking on the importance of leadership in tackling insecurity, Adekoya stressed that any governor who fails to conscientize, mobilize, and organize the people for their own security as mandated by the Constitution should step down from office. According to him, the safety of citizens must be a governor's foremost responsibility, and anything short of that is a disservice to the people. Olufemi Oguntoyibo of the New Nigeria People's Party, NNPP, has urged political office holders to prioritize giving back to the society with their accomplishments and as it is important to help one another. Our correspondent, Sheifumi Akinsoya, has the report.
The Southwest chieftain of the New Nigeria People's Party, NNPP, and the chairman, CEO of the Bullion Records, Ambassador Olufemi Ajadi Oguntoyibo, has stated that politics is about passion and anyone who would venture into it must be ready to serve humanity. Oguntoyibo stated this on a courtesy visit to a New Nigeria People's Party NNPP leader in Ibadan, the Oyo State capital, Honorable Adebisi Adeyemi Olopoyan, in his residence. He stated that the visit came as a result of calls for the two politicians to have an intimate discussion about their future in politics and for Oguntoyibo to participate in Oyo State.
When you have the passion to serve the masses, then there is nowhere they call me that will not be. You have a lot to do. We have been doing it and we cannot stop doing. We keep doing it. So we must make sure that the son of nobody becomes somebody. That is the reason why we can't do it ourselves alone. We need the government power, and that is why we are working towards it, to make sure that we give all what it takes to the masses. That's all.
Oguntoyibo is an active politician in Ogun State. While speaking to newsmen, never made it clear if he would be coming to practice politics in Oyo State, stating that holding any political office ought to be about giving back to the masses, regardless of location. Sheifumi Akinsoya for Dominion News.
President Donald Trump dramatically stepped up his rhetoric against Iran's supreme leader, saying on social media that the United States knows where Ayatollah Ali is located but will not kill him for now. In another post, Trump also appeared to demand Iran's unconditional surrender as he fueled questions about whether the United States would join Israel's attacks on Tehran's leadership and nuclear facilities. Trump flew back early from the G7 summit in Canada late Monday as the conflict between Iran and key U.S. ally Israel escalated and was set to meet top officials in the White House Situation Room. The U.S. president has so far stressed that his country is not getting involved in the conflict and has said that Iran could still take a deal to end its nuclear program that he had proposed before Israel's attacks. But Trump has given mounting signals that Washington's intervention in some form may now be imminent. Canada's G7 summit under first-time host Mark Carney had a carefully planned agenda. That program was upended by the unfolding war between Israel and Iran and U.S. President Donald Trump's early departure. Still, Carney said that this summit can begin a new era of cooperation that promotes long-term resilience over short-term efficiency. The G7 nations, Italy, the US, France, Germany, the UK, Canada and Japan were one leader short on Tuesday following Trump's surprise decision to abandon the summit early and return to Washington, D.C. Participants put a positive spin on the abrupt departure, while Prime Minister Carney said he fully understood the president's decision. Several flights to and from the Indonesian resort island of Bali have been cancelled or delayed after one of the country's most active volcanoes erupted. There have not been any reports of casualties. Authorities have raised the highest alert level and advised residents to avoid activities within a 7-kilometer radius around the crater. Air India, Air New Zealand, Jetstar, Junior Airlines, Singapore Airlines and Virgin Australia were among those that have cancelled flights to and from Bali, located west of Flores. The twin-peaked volcano erupted multiple times in November, killing 9 people and forcing thousands to flee. Oil prices have spiked amid fears that the Israel-Iran crisis could spiral into a broader conflict involving the United States. Brent North Sea crude and West Texas Intermediate, the two most popular oil benchmarks, rose 4.4% and 4.3% respectively, as U.S. President Donald Trump demanded unconditional surrender from Tehran. The benchmarks stood at $76.45 per barrel and $74.84 per barrel respectively following the jump. Oil prices edged up further in early trading on Wednesday, with both trademarks about 0.5% higher as of 03:30 GMT. Sergio Ramos rolled back the years to score a brilliant header as Monterrey held Inter Milan to a 1-1 draw in their FIFA Club World Cup clash at the Rose Bowl Stadium in Pasadena, United States. The former Spain and Real Madrid defender towered above the Inter defenders to find the back of the net and give his Mexican club a lead in the 25th minute of their Group E fixture, much to the delight of the thousands of Monterrey fans gathered at the famous venue in Southern California. European giants Inter leveled the scoreline in the 42nd minute as Lautaro Martinez tapped in from close range from a Carlos Augusto pass in a superbly crafted team goal. However, it was Ramos's goal and ensuing celebrations both by the player and the Monterrey fans that stole the limelight on the 4th day of the club competition. You can visit our website on www.dominion.org.ng to watch us live and interact with us. You can also follow us across our social media platforms: Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, YouTube and LinkedIn at Dominion Broadcast, and on X at DominionCast. That ends the news at 1. I am Osayanoma Saba. Thank you for watching.
káàsán ìròyìn àgbáyé rèé látòrí móhùnmáwòrán Dominion tá a kalẹ̀ sílùú Ìbàdàn Àdùnọlá Ọlábọ̀dé lóníròyìn yìí. Ọ̀gágun fún ètò ìdáàbòbò lórílẹ̀‐èdè yìí ti fi ọkàn àwọn ará ìpínlẹ̀ Benue balẹ̀ fún ìdáàbòbò tó gbéwọ̀n. Ààrẹ Donald Trump ní ilẹ̀ US kò tí ì ṣetán láti pa adarí yanyan nílẹ̀ Iran. Nínú ìròyìn eré ìdárayá, Sergio Ramos ti rántí àtẹ̀yìnwá pẹ̀lú Monterrey bó ṣe mú kí ikọ̀ Milan gba àmì ayò 1-1 nínú ìdíje ti FIFA tí wọ́n gbà. Ọlábọ̀dé Àdùnọlá lóníròyìn yẹn. Wàyí o, ẹ̀gbọ́n ìròyìn ọ̀hún lẹ́kùnrẹ́rẹ́. Ọ̀gágun tó jẹ́ adarí fáwọn òṣìṣẹ́ ọmọ ológun lórílẹ̀‐èdè yìí Mustapha Musa ti ké sí tolórí tẹlẹ́mù nípìnlẹ̀ Benue fún ìfọwọ́sowọ́pọ̀ láti mú ìgbà ọ̀tun kó dé bá ìpínlẹ̀ ọ̀hún pẹ̀lú pípèsè bí wọ́n ṣe ń pèsè oúnjẹ níbẹ̀ bí ìṣekúpani bó ṣe ń dé bá wọn báyìí. Ọ̀gágun Musa nínú ìpàdé pẹ̀lú àwọn adarí ìbílẹ̀ nílùú Makurdi tó jẹ́ olúùlú ìpínlẹ̀ Benue fi àrídájú ìṣe takuntakun rẹ̀ hàn fún bí àwọn ọmọ ológun ṣe ń ṣe pàápàá tí wọ́n sì ń bá àwọn ará ìpínlẹ̀ ọ̀hún kẹ́dùn ogunlọ́gọ̀ ìṣẹ̀lẹ̀ ìkọlù ìṣekúpani àti eléyìí tí àwọn agbésùmọ̀mí tí wọ́n ṣe níbẹ̀. Ó wá tẹ̀síwájú nínú ọ̀rọ̀ rẹ̀ wípé àwọn ọmọ ológun tí wọ́n ní èyíkéyìí tí adé ìwà àbàjẹ́ ṣíṣe alamí àbí wíwò àtakò ètò ààbò nílẹ̀ yìí bá ṣe mọ́ lórí ló jẹ́ wọn yóò fi ojú winá òfin. Ó mẹ́nubà àṣeyọrí tí wọ́n ṣe ní Zango Kataf nípínlẹ̀ Kaduna láti ara ìfọwọ́sowọ́pọ̀ àwọn ṣàǹkóṣàǹkó tó sì ní òun gbàgbọ́ wípé irú àṣeyọrí bẹ́ẹ̀ yóò tún wáyé ní ìpínlẹ̀ Borno. Ààrẹ tẹ́lẹ̀ rí lórílẹ̀‐èdè yìí olóyè Olúṣẹ́gun Ọbásanjọ́ ti mẹ́nubà bí àwọn ṣàǹkóṣàǹkó tí wọ́n jẹ́ akọ́ṣẹ́mọṣẹ́ pàápàá jùlọ lẹ́ka ètò ìlera ṣe ń fi orílẹ̀‐èdè yìí sílẹ̀ tí wọ́n sì ń kojú sí àwọn orílẹ̀‐èdè míì pẹ̀lú bí àdínkù tó wú gọ́gọ́ ṣe ń dé bá ètò ìlera nílẹ̀ yìí. Ọbásanjọ́ ní ṣe ní ọ̀pọ̀lọpọ̀ àwọn akọ́ṣẹ́mọṣẹ́ elétò ìlera ń fi ilẹ̀ Nàìjíríà sílẹ̀ láti lọ wá ibi tí ilẹ̀ gbé tẹ́jú tí à ń pè àṣà rẹ̀ ní jápa. Olóyè Olúṣẹ́gun Ọbásanjọ́ wá ní láti ṣe àtúnṣe ní agbọn ètò ìlera pàápàá jùlọ lórí àwọn akọ́ṣẹ́mọṣẹ́ ṣe ní ìjọba ilẹ̀ yìí nílò láti pèsè àwọn àyíká tó rọrùn láti ṣiṣẹ́ àti àwọn owó ọ̀yà tó gbéwọ̀n tó ń ṣe takuntakun tó sì ṣokùnfà bí àwọn akọ́ṣẹ́mọṣẹ́ lórílẹ̀‐èdè yìí lẹ́ka ètò ìlera yóò ṣe máa wà lórílẹ̀‐èdè yìí láìkọ iṣẹ́ wọn sílẹ̀. Ẹnìkan tó jẹ́ oníwádìí nípa ètò ọ̀rọ̀ ààbò lórílẹ̀‐èdè yìí ẹni tí orúkọ rẹ̀ ń jẹ́ Onyeka Adékọ̀yà ló ti ké sí àwọn gómìnà láti jígìrì sí iṣẹ́ wọn ní gbòógì lẹ́yìn tó tọ́ṣọ̀ tó sì bá òfin mu lẹ́yìn tí ó fi ń pèsè fún wọn wípé àwọn iṣẹ́ wọn gbòógì náà ni láti rí wípé ètò ààbò ẹ̀mí àti dúkìá náà ni ó jẹ́ wọn mú ní òkúnkúndùn. Adékọ̀yà lákòókò tó ń sọ̀rọ̀ nípa dídojúkọ kùdìẹ̀kudiẹ ọ̀rọ̀ ètò ààbò nílẹ̀ yìí ó ní ṣe ni àwọn gómìnà ti kùnà láti bójútó ọ̀rọ̀ ètò ààbò gẹ́gẹ́ bí òfin bó ti là á kalẹ̀ tó sì ní ṣe ni àyíká yìí ni ó jẹ́ ọ̀nà tí ó bá jẹ́ wọ́n ti kọ̀ sílẹ̀ láti máa mú iṣẹ́ wọn ní gbòógì ló yẹ kí wọ́n mú lókùnkúndùn tó sì rọ èyíkéyìí nínú wọn wípé ṣe ni ẹni tó bá kọ̀ láti mú iṣẹ́ rẹ̀ lókùnkúndùn ọ̀hún ló yẹ kí wọ́n fi kọ̀wé fipò sílẹ̀. Gẹ́gẹ́ bí Adékọ̀yà ti sọ ó ní ìdáàbòbò àwọn aráàlú kì í ṣe ohun tí ó yẹ kí ìjọba ìpínlẹ̀ kọ̀ọ̀kan ó máa fi tàfàlà rárá. Olúfẹ́mi Ògúntóyìnbó ti ẹgbẹ́ òṣèlú New Nigerian People's Party NNPP ti rọ àwọn olóṣèlú tí wọ́n dipò mú láti máa rí ọ̀nà fífi padà fún ìlú gẹ́gẹ́ bí ọ̀nà eléyìí tó ṣe pàtàkì láti ran àwọn ènìyàn lọ́wọ́. Ẹ gbọ́rọ̀ lẹ́nu akọ̀ròyìn wa Ṣèyífúnmi Akínsànyà. Nínú ìròyìn ilẹ̀ òkèrè, Ààrẹ Donald Trump ti kéde síta gbangba pé bó tilẹ̀ jẹ́ wípé ilẹ̀ US mọ gbogbo tìbútòrò ibi tí adarí ilẹ̀ Iran Ayatollah Ali Khamenei tó ń forí pamọ́ sí, ó ní síbẹ̀ àwọn ò tí ì ṣetán láti gbẹ̀mí ẹ̀ lákòókò yìí. Nínú ìfiléde tí Trump tó ṣe lórí àkórí tó pè ní jíjọ̀wọ́ ara ẹni láì ní wàhálà nínú, òun ló ti ń fa ìbéèrè lórí bóyá ilẹ̀ US yóò darapọ̀ mọ́ ilẹ̀ Israeli láti máa gbógun ti adarí Tehran. Nìyẹn Trump tẹkọ̀ létí òfurufú padà sí láti bí ìpàdé àwọn G7 tó wáyé ní Canada láṣálẹ́ ọjọ́ Ajé Monday pẹ̀lú bí làkàdí láàrin ilẹ̀ Iran àti ilẹ̀ Israeli ṣe tún fẹjú kẹ̀kẹ́ sí i tó sì ní òun fẹ́ lọ rí àwọn òṣìṣẹ́ nínú Ilé Funfun bó tilẹ̀ jẹ́ pé ààrẹ ilẹ̀ US ti sọ wípé orílẹ̀-èdè òun kò ní lọ́wọ́ nínú ogun ọ̀hún àti pé ilẹ̀ Iran sì lè tọwọ́ bọ ìwé àdéhùn jogun omi kí àwọn ìkọlù ti ilẹ̀ Israeli tó bá ń gbèrò láti ṣe kó lè dáwọ́ dúró tó sì ní kò sí nǹkan kan tó kan Washington nínú ọ̀rọ̀ ọ̀hún. Ìpàdé G7 tó wáyé ní ilẹ̀ Canada tó jẹ́ àkọ́kọ́ irú rẹ̀ lábẹ́ olùgbàlejò Mark Carney ni wọ́n gbé kalẹ̀ pẹ̀lú àfojúsùn ìpàdé ọ̀hún ni wọ́n gbé pàtì báyìí nítorí ogun tó tún fẹjú kẹ̀kẹ́ láàrin ilẹ̀ Israeli àti Iran tó fa kí ààrẹ ilẹ̀ US Donald Trump ó tètè tẹkọ̀ létí kúrò níbi ìpàdé ọ̀hún. Síbẹ̀ Carney ṣàlàyé pé ìpàdé ọ̀hún yóò mú ìbẹ̀rẹ̀ ìfọwọ́sowọ́pọ̀ tó lóòrìn wá láàrin àwọn orílẹ̀-èdè tó wà lábẹ́ àkójọpọ̀ ẹgbẹ́ G7 ọ̀hún ni a ti rí ilẹ̀ Ìtàló, ilẹ̀ US, ilẹ̀ Faransé, ilẹ̀ Germany, ilẹ̀ UK, Canada àti ilẹ̀ Japan tó sì jẹ́ adarí kan ìyẹn Donald Trump ó yẹ̀bá lọ́jọ́ Ìṣẹ́gun láti padà sí Washington DC. Àwọn olùkópa níbi ìpàdé ọ̀hún tó wà ní abẹ́ ìpàdé náà ni ṣe ni àwọn òbínú wípé ṣe ni ó yẹ̀bá tí ẹni tó jẹ́ mínísítà àgbà Carney náà ni ìpinnu Trump yé òun yéké. Ogunlọ́gọ̀ àwọn arìnrìn-àjò ojú òfurufú láti wá àti láti lọ nílẹ̀ Indonesia sórí erékùṣù Bali ni wọ́n ti gbégidí lẹ́yìn ìṣẹ̀lẹ̀ iná àṣẹyọ nínú ilẹ̀ eléyìí tí ó fa ìdíwọ́ níbẹ̀ pẹ̀lú bí ìròyìn ti fìdí ẹ̀ múlẹ̀ wípé àwọn èèyàn tí wọ́n bá ìṣẹ̀lẹ̀ ọ̀hún lọ lọ́pọ̀ tí àwọn aláṣẹ sì ti rọ àwọn ará ìlú láti yẹra fún bíi kìlómítà 7 kúrò níbi ìṣẹ̀lẹ̀ iná àbàdì ọ̀hún. Lára àwọn ìrìn àjò tí wọ́n wọ́gi lé ní ìrìn àjò lọ sí Zealand, Jetstar, Juneyao, Singapore, Virgin Australia tó jẹ́ wọ́n wà lápá ìwọ̀ oòrùn. Ìṣẹ̀lẹ̀ iná àṣẹyọ ọ̀hún láti inú ilẹ̀ ibi tí wọ́n ti ní ó ṣẹyọ ló jẹ́ irú rẹ̀ ṣẹlẹ̀ ní ọdún tó kọjá tó jẹ́ oníbejì nínú oṣù kọkànlá tó sì ṣekú pa àwọn ènìyàn 9 tí ẹgbẹẹgbẹ̀rún àwọn ará ìlú sì sá àsálà fún ẹ̀mí wọn. Sergio Ramos ti rán àtẹ̀yìnwá tó rántí ohun tó ti ṣẹlẹ̀ tẹ́lẹ̀ pẹ̀lú bí Monterrey ṣe mú kí ikọ̀ Milan gba àmì ayò 1-1 nínú ìdíje ife ẹ̀yẹ ìfigagbága ti FIFA ní pápá ìṣeré Rose Bowl ní Pasadena nílẹ̀ United States lọ́hùn-ún. Aṣọ́lé Spain tẹ́lẹ̀ àti ti Real Madrid ló rọ̀gbọ̀kúnlé aṣọ́lé Inter Milan láti gba bọ́ọ̀lù sáwọn tí wọ́n sì léwájú fún ikọ̀ Mexican ní ìṣẹ́jú 25. Ògbóǹtarìgì ará Europe náà gbérasọ ní ìṣẹ́jú 42 pẹ̀lú bí Lautaro Martinez ṣe fakọyọ látara ìrànlọ́wọ́ Carlo Augusto. Ẹ̀wẹ̀, àmì Ramao ló fa ìdùnnú fáwọn agbábọ́ọ̀lù méjèèjì àtàwọn olólùfẹ́ Monterrey tí wọ́n gbá bọ́ọ̀lù lọ́jọ́ kẹrin tí ìdíje ọ̀hún tó bẹ̀rẹ̀. Ìròyìn àgbáyé ọ̀hún kò jù báyìí lọ láti ìkànnì Dominion tá a kalẹ̀ sí ìlú Ìbàdàn. Adùnọlá Ọlábọ̀dé ló níròyìn yẹn. Ẹ ṣeun tẹ̀ ń tẹ́tí bọ̀ wá.